The Shadow Theory. This theory, developed by Carl Jung, is one of the most important theories in psychology because it challenges traditional ideas about personality and how we view ourselves as human beings. According to Jung, our personality is made up of two parts, the ego and the shadow. The ego is the conscious and aware part of us, while the shadow is the unconscious part that we don't always get along with. The ego represents what we think about ourselves and what we want from life, while the shadow represents all the things we don't want to admit about ourselves or aren't proud of. But how does the shadow personality develop? Jung believed that we subconsciously create our own shadow personality by repressing our fears and negative emotions. We hide this part of ourselves because it's too weird or taboo for other people or society to accept. This can cause anxiety and deep dissatisfaction about life. And if we don't deal with our shadows properly, this dark side can become activated whenever something threatens our sense of security. To prevent this from happening, Jung suggested that we should own our shadows and integrate them into our personalities to feel more centered and peaceful. This process is called shadow work and involves diving into our subconscious mind to discover the aspects of ourselves that we repress and keep hidden from ourselves. You can recognize your shadow by listening to your inner voice, intuition, and dreams, as well as paying attention to your emotions and body language. Being aware of your surroundings can also be helpful. Shadow work is not an easy process, but it can be extremely rewarding in helping you understand yourself better and improve your overall well-being. Shadow work involves a set of exercises and steps that can help us become aware of and integrate our shadow personality. Here are 4 general steps to get started. Step 1. Notice your emotional reactions. Your shadow is tricky and likes to hide behind your defenses. So the first step is to pay attention to your emotional reactions. The more you observe your feelings and actions, the more likely you are to catch your shadow in action. Try to recognize your shadow by noticing your emotional reactions to other people. However, it's difficult to see the shadow within ourselves. Writing in a journal can help you record and keep track of your emotional observations. By following this process, you can better understand when your shadow gets activated and starts to control you. Step 2 of shadow work is all about paying attention to your inner voice. Everyone has a voice inside their head that talks to them. It can be supportive or critical. The important thing is to actually listen to these thoughts and not ignore them. Some people might be scared of this idea because they think only crazy people talk to themselves. But your personality is made up of all these different voices and parts of your mind. By taking note of them or even writing them down in a journal, you can start to integrate them into your personality. Step 3 in shadow work involves accepting your shadow rather than suppressing or denying it. Most of us want to believe that we're good people, which stems from childhood praise. This can cause us to ignore and hide our negative aspects, creating a split between our conscious self and our shadow. To overcome this, you can make a list of your good qualities and identify the opposite qualities in yourself. For example, if you think you're hardworking, you may be disowning your lazy part, which is hiding in your shadow. By accepting and integrating these aspects of yourself, you can become more whole and authentic. Step 4 of shadow work is about making peace with your shadow self, so you can deal with it in a healthy way. This involves either becoming your disowned personality traits or letting them go. You can start by identifying the characteristics about yourself that fascinate or irritate you and acting according to them. Integrating your shadow requires physical, emotional, and mental work, and it can take months or even years. But it's worth it because when you fully embrace who you are, you can accomplish anything. If you don't integrate your shadow, your ego will have to do the work. The ego is a false self that is based on lies and denial, and it can prevent you from seeing the truth about yourself and the world. You may reject reality when it goes against your ego's sense of self-worth, and this can lead to suffering for yourself and others. Therefore, it's important to face your dark side and integrate your shadow. Here are some practical tips and exercises for shadow work. Start by identifying your shadow aspects. The first step in shadow work is to identify the parts of yourself that you have repressed or denied. These can be traits or emotions that you feel ashamed of, afraid of, or uncomfortable with. Take some time to reflect on your thoughts, behaviors, and patterns, and try to identify any aspects of yourself that you tend to ignore or push away. Journaling. Writing down your thoughts, feelings, and experiences can be a powerful tool for shadow work. Set aside some time each day to write in a journal and explore your inner world. You can start by writing about the parts of yourself that you have identified as shadow aspects and try to understand where they come from and how they affect you. Meditation. Meditation is a great way to quiet the mind and connect with your inner self. You can use meditation to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment and to become more aware of your shadow aspects. Dialogue with your shadow. This technique involves imagining a conversation with your shadow self. You can do this by sitting in a quiet place, closing your eyes, and visualizing your shadow self in front of you. Then, you can ask your shadow questions and listen to what it has to say. This can be a powerful way to gain insight into your unconscious mind and to integrate your shadow aspects. Creative expression. Engaging in creative activities, such as drawing, painting, or writing, can help you to express and explore your shadow aspects in a non-judgmental way. You don't need to be an artist to benefit from creative expression. Simply allowing yourself to create without worrying about the outcome can be a powerful way to connect with your inner self. Seek support. Shadow work can be challenging, and it's important to have a support system in place. This can include a therapist, coach, or trusted friend who can listen without judgment and provide guidance and encouragement. Remember, shadow work is a process, and it's important to approach it with patience and compassion for yourself. By exploring your shadow aspects, you can gain a deeper understanding of yourself and experience greater wholeness and self-acceptance. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Have a motivated day.